year, one beer, one kill, one gun, one fight, that fatal one night that would make dad run. I often ask, did I play a role in that outcome? And if I did as a kid, I often ask, how come? We're from living in the Bay to the Roxbury slums, where I shot my first jumper and saw my first jump, standing on the corner chewing on rocks like gum.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Jermell Charlo. He offered Oscar De La Hoya a fight at 154 pounds, and I'll just summarize this article by World Boxing News, which basically De La Hoya tweeted, I could do some damage in the 154-pound weight class. Jermell Charlo took that as a shot at him because he said everyone knows he's the king of that weight class. And he said that if Oscar De La Hoya wants a shot at his title, he can have it. And the WBC has said that they'll sanction Mike Tyson. So it's possible the WBC will sanction Oscar De La Hoya. So, a two-part question. So the first thing, what are your thoughts on Jermell Charlo, his eagerness to offer Oscar De La Hoya a shot at fighting him for the title? And two, who do you think would win if they fought in their primes? And I'll start one off with Trill Dollar Bill.
Charlo being petty, you know what I'm saying? He being petty, yo. They've been going back and forth on Twitter for a while, you know what I'm saying? How, you know, Golden Boy was robbing them and went through there so much stuff, put them through so much stuff as they was coming up, you know? So he been going back and forth with De La Hoya. Charlo, stop it. Go ahead and get in there with J-Rock and grab all those belts. That's what you need to be focusing and trying to get J-Rock in the ring so you can grab those other belts that he got. What J-Rock got, like 3 belts himself? You need to go.
J-Rock lost, man.
Lost his last fight.
J-Rock lost to the Dominican kid.
That's right, what I'm talking about. I'm talking not J-Rock, the Dominican guy. He need to go and fight him and try to and get all those belts back. That's what he needs to do. I forgot that J-Rock got washed bad. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he need to do. He need to go and try to get those belts and all those belts. Leave De La Hoya alone. Leave Oscar De La Hoya alone. I also see that De La Hoya was like, he would come back, but he would need Floyd Mayweather Sr. to train him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no.
You the real trainer.
That's what he said. He said he would come back, but he would need Floyd Mayweather Sr. to train him. But I think that Jermell Charlo should be worried about getting all the belts and being undisputed at 154 because it's in his grasp. Excuse me about the J-Rock joint. But yeah, I think he can be undisputed at 154 because it's in his grasp and be a huge star.
Okay, so are you saying you think you think De La Hoya can be a champion?
No. I think that Charlo need to stop picking on De La Hoya.
Oh,
and go
clarification because
and go be undisputed. Get with the dude and grab all those other belts and be undisputed at 154. It's in his grasp. Leave De La Hoya alone. De La Hoya's just joshing. You know how he gets when he get a little in the system. You know what I'm saying? he just start talking. You know what I'm saying? He just start talking. He was talking about.
You're saying it's the sugar that he.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know, little nose candy never hurt nobody. He just saying, you know, he's, you know, he's like, listen, he got his tights on. He's chilling. He was just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Still wearing his fishnets. Yeah.
He got the fishnets on. Oscar had on the fishnets, and he was like, hey, you know I could go down to 154. You know what I'm saying? And the lady he was with, or the guy he was with, was like, yeah, you know you got that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I think De La Hoya need to stay retired, and Charlo need to try to be undisputed at 154, and he could become a big, big star, and maybe get the Canelo fight before his brother.
G.
I like the last point you just made, Trill, but
oh yeah, I was just being silly in the beginning.
Yeah, because like honestly, if I was Charlo, I would definitely want that Oscar fight. Even though, you know, Oscar's clearly retired, past his prime, all that good stuff. Oscar has a way bigger name than that Dominican kid. Nobody knows the Dominican kid. So even though he has them belts, what happened? What's his name?
Jay Sean Rosario.
Yeah. Rosario. You see, nobody knows Rosario. So he could take a tougher fight, get paid less, and he's not going to get really that much recognition from that name. Oscar De La Hoya is a Mexican legend. Even if, like, let's just be real, Oscar's not going to beat him, you know? But it's like, that's a huge payday. Charlo will get that exposure that he needs. You know what I mean? It's just a win-win for Charlo, you know? And so why not take that fight? I think he should do that. But I do feel a little like Oscar, come on, bro. Like, your time is up, man. You know what I mean? But if Oscar's saying he's trying to make a statement, then make the statement. If you're just saying, like, yo, I want to just come back just to beat a current 154, whatever, yeah, you could try that, you know? But if you're going back, why not go for gold? You know what I mean? Why not go for the champ, the one who has the biggest name? I think it'll be beneficial, man. Now, do I think he's going to win? No, but a shot. I mean, like, I think
Oscar versus Charlo in Oscar's prime.
Oh, Oscar.
Yeah, my money's on Oscar. But in this time, Oscar gonna get his ass. Oh, excuse me, he gonna get his butt whooped, bro. I don't know, man. Maybe he's wearing them fishnets too tight. You know what I mean? But if they
fishnets, black pantyhose. That's Morris Day. That's Morris Day.
Oh man. Go ahead, Dad.
Ned, it's on you.
Man, gee, stop telling these fighters to take a page out of Wilder's book, man. It might backfire on you, Charlo, but nah, on some serious stuff. I'm not too familiar with these two beefs. Maybe, like, you know, the Twitter, maybe, you know, they're just going back and forth over the internet, but oh, G, we lost G? Oh, whatever.
He's handling some.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah, maybe they just going at it over the internet. It's nothing. Maybe it is serious. I don't know how deep this beef is. Maybe it's just, you know, when they meet in person, you know, it's something else. But focus on Oscar. Oscar been feeling real gangster lately. You saw how he dealt with Ryan. He's just on his Tony Montana status, you know. So he feeling untouchable. So he's just talking his talk. And Charlo, don't feed into it. Focus on your next fight. And you just got out of the cornball light. Don't go back into it.
Cornball.
So a few things, but mainly I try to put my finger on all this talk about Oscar De La Hoya coming back. Now, you do know Mike Tyson said he's going to come back, and then you hear Evander Holyfield saying he's going to come back, and you hear a lot of these old guys. Hey, as Ned pointed out, Oliver McCall is still listed as active for BoxRec. So Oliver McCall still active according to BoxRec. And you got a lot of these old timers who are like, and I'm like, well, what's De La Hoya's incentive? I mean, he's Golden Boy Promotions. He's been promoting fights for years. He's been retired. And then it just hit me. I think, like, you have Canelo Alvarez trying to pull rank with him. Canelo Alvarez giving him a hard time at certain points. And then you have Ryan Garcia now who's being defiant. And I think Oscar De La Hoya, some incentive behind him saying he's going to come back and maybe possibly even return is he wants to show them, like, I'm still a bigger star than you. Even in retirement, I'm a bigger star than you. It's like I think he feels like maybe he's been retired so long that the fighters don't respect him anymore. And so this whole thing is a ploy for respect, because it's like, you're already a promoter. You're already solidified. Why would you want to come back? Like, even Mike Tyson coming back. Mike Tyson, I think they said he had a fighter at one point, but he's not a successful promoter like Oscar De La Hoya is. So why would De La Hoya want to come back? I think it's all about respect. He wants to show Ryan, I'm still a bigger star than you, bro. He wants to show Canelo, I'm still a bigger star than you, bro. Like, so fall back. If I say a word and I come back and I generate more money than you guys. So, like, you need me, I don't need you type of deal. It's like on some, you know.
Yo, I got an idea, fellas. This is gonna be a success. Y'all ready for this? Oscar De La Hoya versus Eddie Hearn. Boom. You know what I mean? Now,
Eddie's not fighting. Eddie's a promoter.
Think about this. Eddie doesn't have boxing experience. However, he's like 6'4", like 200-something pounds.
And he probably hit like this.
But he's the Oscar. They're both promoters. It could be a 4-round fight. It could be whatever.
Bro, Eddie Hearn never been. I'm willing to bet Eddie Hearn's never been in a fight in his life. Eddie Hearn always paid people to fight for him. Eddie Hearn paid people to fight each other, and he paid them to fight for him.
About this, I guarantee.
When Eddie was in grade school, was like, you know what it is. You get into a little beef or whatever. You got a little issue. 3 o'clock. Eddie found someone else and said, "Oh,
Eddie,
you go out there, and protect me from this person."
Eddie, you're bugging.
That would be entertaining. It would sell.
Bro,
it would be huge. You know what I mean?
Yo, Eddie's in the greatest position ever. Eddie hit the genetic lottery, and he doesn't have to get punched in the face.
He over there partying. He over there partying like Oscar.
Exactly.
He over there partying.
Hey man, you know how I feel about Eddie the Devil Hearn.
Eddie's not getting punched in the face, bro. But
why you want Eddie to get punched in the face?
Why don't Al Heyman? Why don't we do De La Hoya versus Al Heyman?
Al Heyman's too old. Al Heyman's too old.
Al Heyman don't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Al Heyman will provide the boy bands to dance at. He'll bring New Edition out.
You would say Eddie Hearn versus Bob Arum, but I might favor Bob. Bob might come out there. Loaded gloves.
Bob Arum with the loaded gloves.
I know comments are gonna go crazy off of that one sentence right there. You know what I mean?
But anyways, right? Getting back to it.
Everything is real. Glove gate.
I don't think Fury don't need glove gate. Watch
it. I'll see on another channel and be like, Kaden from Boxing Bros acknowledges glove gate.
Don't put us with that foolery. De La Hoya bugging, man. It's been over it's been like over 10 years since he even laced him up.
Bro, only reason I could think of why he's considering lacing him up right now is a respect thing, a respect factor. I think he feels like, because at first, when he first retired, he was the golden boy. He was like a hero. He was like held in high regard. It was all the Mexican fighters wanted to sign with him. It was an honor to sign with him. But now he's kind of becoming like a laughingstock, and I think he wants to do something to put the respect back on his name. And I think
totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
I totally agree with what you're saying.
I come back and I beat the champion at 154, I'm a legend again. And in some weird way, I don't know. But
yeah, I do think Oscar has feel disrespected. It's kind of like a OG from a block who's, he was the man back in the days. Then he started doing drugs, and now the kids don't respect him.
Because it's like, you heard Ryan Garcia disrespect him. You heard Canelo disrespect him. You even heard like fighters who left Golden Boy and went to like PBC and DAZN disrespect.
Exactly. Yeah, his name is just like being kicked around. They throwing dirt on his name. He's ready for his Birdman coming to the Breakfast Club moment.
Put some respect on his name.
That's what he's trying to get. So, but to fight Jermell Charlo, I think Jermell Charlo, it's an obvious money grab for Jermell Charlo. But I also don't think the public's going to buy into it. Well, maybe they would. I can't really say. He is Oscar De La Hoya. He was a great fighter in his time, so maybe people would tune in. But I would say to Oscar, if you want to come back, fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Fight Conor. You have history with Conor. You said you can beat him. Conor will make some money. That would be a good fight. And to me, that's one where I'm like, 60-40, I go Conor. But Oscar could win that, and I'm only going because
or even call Caden's favorite fighter,
Who?
and make that happen for a second time.
Boy, nah. No.
Oh, Pac?
Nah,
Boy, he's talking about.
Tito,
Oh,
Tito? Oh. I was gonna say,
Make it a legendary fight. If you want to fight so bad,
Tito never said he want to come back, though. See, that's Tito never said he want to come
Tito's cooling. Tito like 300 pounds right now. He cool.
back. I done took enough punches. I'm living. So I don't think Tito want to come back. But he could do it with Pac again. Maybe Pac could be I think they're better options and just.
That was his last fight, right? When was that fight?
Pacquiao versus Oscar's too dangerous.
No, when was that fight though? That was Oscar's last fight.
2009. I don't know.
It's too dangerous, man.
2008.
I like the McGregor fight because it is a
Yeah,
safe
2008, bro. I think. Don't quote me.
fight. I know how these comments be. They
I know they be like, it was 2010, Trill.
That's because you on the spot. They get to look it up.
I know.
Yeah, it was 2008. It was
Yeah.
December 6th, 2008. So
I know. Yeah, I knew it was December. Yeah.
yeah, but December 6th, yeah, December 6th, 2008. Yeah, so yeah, it was
12 years ago. Damn.
yeah. So he could get the rematch with Pac if he wants, at a different weight class. I think that would sell more. I think sell more than Jermell Charlo. I think fighting Conor McGregor would sell more.
No more. Yeah.
Jermell Charlo. And so for me, there are better fights out there for him. Jermell Charlo, I agree with Trill. He should try to fight Jason Rosario. He should try to become undisputed. That's what he should be focusing on. He shouldn't be trying to get in the ring with De La Hoya because, truthfully, what respect are you going to get from being Oscar De La Hoya in that position? So in the prime, I would have to say, just based off of what I've seen so far, I would go Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya in his prime was a bad dude. I know people laugh, but he outboxed Trinidad for
Nah, he was a bad dude.
He was in with Ike Corte.
He made me mad a couple nights.
Yeah. Ike Corte don't get his just due, but Ike Corte was a really good fighter. He only lost to good fighters. Ike Corte lost to De La Hoya, which I had him winning by 1 round. He lost to Fernando Vargas, which was a tough fight for Fernando Vargas. Lost to Winky Wright, I believe.
Winky Wright was just bigger.
Yeah. Someone else beat him. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know there was another big fight that he lost. But the bottom line is Corte was a good fighter. De La Hoya fought Bernard Hopkins, and he held his own until he got hit with that body shot. De La Hoya was in there with some really good fighters in his time. So I need to see more from Jermell Charlo before I can say he would beat Oscar De La Hoya. But in his prime, so prime for prime, I'm just going off of De La Hoya because De La Hoya's history is richer, basically.
Prime for prime, De La Hoya all day. He'll probably stop him. Prime Oscar in a later round.
Especially that Oscar that was in there with Fernando Vargas.
Don't bring that up. I knew you was going to do it. That's why I don't even want to talk no more. I'm done. I don't want to talk no more.
I do have a question. Y'all think Conor will take that fight though?
With Oscar?
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
Why not? Oscar, if you really want to come back and you want to put on a show and you want to get numbers and you want to rub it in Canelo's face and you want to rub it in Ryan's face, fight Conor McGregor.
You know what I'm saying? Fight him. And I still love Fernando Vargas. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Still get nightmares about that fight. It's the Boxing Bros.
I wanna see what's on your mind. I wanna see what's on my mind. Pimpin' all the time. I wanna know if you wanna be mine. You wanna know if you can be mine. Pimpin' all the time. I wanna see what's on your mind.